Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Watch Natalie, spelled Natalee. I'm here to do a June reading. It kind of occurred to me because time spirals, it's not linear, and because what that means for energy is that you and I can connect through space and time, and it doesn't matter when, that I do need to do all the signs, even if it's 12 days in the month, because this could resonate for you, 4 years from now. So I'm gonna do all the dang signs, whether they're on time or not. So who's next for the month of June? Who is this? Sagittarius. Okay, Sag, here we go. Sagittarius for June 2019. Sagittarius. I was just talking about a Sagittarius last night. I'm trying to think of the other Sagittarians I know in my life. Sagittarians. What is the predominant theme for June 2019 for the Sagittarius? That's weird. Okay, let's go ahead and cutting the deck. You're going to get the Celtic cross spread. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, oh my God. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God, Sagittarius. Bottom of the deck, Justice card. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana cards. Whoa. So June is going to be a pivotal month for you, Sagittarius. This is the last lunar cycle before before eclipse season, before the eclipses hit July 2nd, and I believe the 16th or the 18th of July. There's something major happening here. There is something sort of destined, predestined, fated to take place. There's going to be a lot happening to you that is outside of your control. The first two cards, we have the first card, the Three of Swords, crossed by Temperance. Crossed by the Temperance card. So what this is telling me, Sag, is that you are finding some peace and some balance about a past heartache, about a past pain, someone who broke your heart in the past, a past disappointment of the heart. So this could be family, friends, lovers, children, parents, co-workers. It's just something that really hurt your heart. And it could even be something someone said. It could be someone said something particularly hurtful that got you right at the deepest dark, like it just really hurt, and you're finding some, or at least you're trying to, she's balancing the water in between the two cups until it's just right, until they're completely equal. So that's what you're endeavoring to do in the month of June, Sagittarius. But there's also peace and meditation about this Temperance card. So, it's a noble effort. And then in the foundation of this situation, or the far past, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So take this as it resonates. If you don't like something I say, just assume that I'm wrong. The Wheel of Fortune can bring you up to the top, or it can bring you back down below. So I'm thinking that you had a turn of... Now, Sagittarians are so lucky. I've seen you guys go to Vegas and win everything. Okay. Lucky people. So... However, in this case, I'm not quite sure if it worked out that way for you. Or maybe it was something you thought was a great turn of fortune, and it turned out to not be what it seemed. So I'm kind of thinking it was a risk or something that happened that didn't really turn out the way you wanted it to, is what I'm thinking. In the recent past, you had the Chariot. This is something that you're still even maybe feeling, the influence that you could still be feeling, the residual feeling. And it's like something... You could have been rushing towards something, really energetically rushing towards something. Something came to you really fast. Or you could have, this is very athletic, like an athletic victory. You could have won some tournament or won an athletic, physical victory of some sort. Like you have a physical accomplishment to boast about, or you won... something fit. There's a fit. I'm actually starting to see thighs, like someone's thighs. And Sagittarius rules the thigh. This is the physical. You either work with the physical. You're an athlete. You work in sports. You work in physicality. There's something physical about this. Very tactile. Very You know, this is not like, it's interesting because this is coming right before the heartache and, you know, finding some balance having to do with that. So it's like there was a victory, but it could even be that there's like a couple different plot lines happening at once here. So let's check this out. Where you are currently, you're sitting in the Queen of Swords energy. So the Queen of Swords, now you don't have to be a female to be channeling this Queen of Swords energy. Remember, blur the signs, the ages, and the genders, because it's just energy that we care about. It's just the energy. So the Queen of Swords energy is someone who's very logical, very decisive, very non-emotional. She does not make decisions based on emotions. She makes decisions based on strategy. It's about strategy for her. If it doesn't make sense in the concrete reality, her strategy, she's not going to give the okay. And if you notice, she has her sword pointed up towards the sky and her hand raised as if giving permission. So you are either giving permission or not giving permission, withholding it. It could be you putting up a verbal boundary in your life as well. How others see you in the month of June, Sagittarius. People see you making a really big decision, a final decision. The judgment, it's like you heard the trumpet call of Gabriel or Raphael. I always forget which angel this is. But it's like, you see how these dead people in coffins have risen? They were not able to rise and look up until they heard that trumpet. They could have been laying there. I always go like this when I get this card. I always go like this. Because that's what it was like for you. About something. Maybe you're making a final judgment about how you feel regarding something, some relationship. It's some sort of give and take, and words are very important in this spread. Something about how you're communicating, the communication that's coming into you in the month of June, Sagittarius, is very important here, because not only do you have three sword cards, you have the Judgment card, which is about sound. There's something auditory about this. So you've heard something, you've gotten an impression, you have an insight, you have an epiphany that is empowering you to make an absolute decision about something in your life. That's how people see you. It's how people see you. You might be saying, hey, I'm just trying to balance this out. I'm trying to just cultivate some inner peace here. And they might see you as, oh, they're being an ultimatum. They're doing this or that. It's all or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They could be correct or incorrect, but that either way, that's how they're seeing you in the month of June, Sagittarius. Okay, so the influence that you can next expect, Sagittarius, in the month of June is the Emperor. You're going to be really taking control, dominion, almost domineering over something in this situation. I think you go through a period where you're trying to balance the energies back and forth, but then you get control of yourself. It's like, okay, we got it now. We got it. Okay, all right. Okay, now. And you get that Queen of Swords energy, and you're like, okay, all right, I got it. All right, it sucked, it hurt, but I got it. I'm good now. I'm good. We're good. Let's keep this party rolling, and it's very, or you are encountering a father figure or an authority figure or someone else who's trying to make a decision, who's trying to say how it's going to be, or who's trying to like lay down the law. You are the other person or another person, Sagittarius. Take it as it resonates. Okay. Whoa, only 8 minutes. Wow, I'm just like flying through you, Sag. Okay, so your hope or your fear. I think this is both. The Seven of Cups is illusions, it's fantasies, it's delusions. So it could be one or the other. It could be very creative and helpful and constructive because you need to use your imagination. You need to fantasize about how you want things to be before you take the action to go get them and to go make them that way. But I think it's also your fear of losing sight. I think because you're in a Queen of Swords energy right now, completely different energies right here. Logical, mental, strategic, fantasy, castles in the sky, daydreamy. I think it's both. I think it's your wish that you want to imagine and use your illusory faculties, and it's your fear that you will lose your balance, that you have worked so hard to cultivate for yourself. And if this is a relationship, it's like you want to think the best. You want to see the best in someone, and this would be you seeing the best. It's like dating potential and not accepting the person that is really sitting across from you. And it's like your hope and your fear. Like you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You want to make them, you want to see the very best in them. And it's your fear that in doing so, you will lose the reality, that you will lose what's really there. Now your outcome and your long-term card. Your outcome card, it doesn't please me to do this or say this, but your outcome card by the end of June, Sagittarius, is the Ten of Swords. There's no two ways about it. Someone will use their words, or worse, their actions, to hurt you. Keep in mind, I'm publishing this like early in June, what day is it? Hold on. June 13th, I'm publishing this. So this is just an energetic signature of right now. You can do the work that you need to do to change this outcome. Remember, the stars incline, they do not compel. Free will above everything else. So just because I pull this card doesn't mean it has to be this way. What it means is that it's a warning. It's a warning so that you can move your life around and do things and act accordingly to avoid this. So this is definitely betrayal. It's definitely you trying to see the best in someone and them exploiting that. And I'm wondering if this has to do with someone from the past, an ex-lover, an ex-marriage partner, an ex-business partner, someone that has hurt you before, that you were already going into June trying to balance out that pain, trying to see the best, trying to do good, but still trying to keep your guard up still and, trying to get through it. And then they come back after all the hard work you did and they fuck you over again. It's like, what is that? The bottom of the deck card, do not forget, is justice. So justice will be sought, justice will be dealt, justice will be the predominant theme of the entire month of June, Sagittarius. I like the justice card because she has her scales and her sword. That's all she needs to rule. She needs to balance out the scales of who deserves what, and then she uses the sword to take the action. So it's like your Queen of Sword energy is balancing the scales, just like you're balancing this water in the cups, back and forth of how forgiving to be, how lenient should I be, how kind should I be, should I keep these boundaries, which boundaries do I need to reinforce? And you're weighing it back and forth. And then when it's the time to put down the sword, then you go and you make the action to do it. You speak the words of, I need this boundary, respect this boundary, please. Or you make the verbal affirmation that, okay, bygones are bygones, let's move forward. Either way, however you deal up the justice, it ends in this. However, the future environment card is your Ace of Pentacles. It's a brand new beginning. It's a brand new beginning. It's almost like you might have been holding on to something for a while and you thought you had a victory that gave you encouragement to heal, to forgive, to move past this. And then they just hurt you again. That's kind of what it feels like for me. That would be like if you wanted an ex back. After they hurt you, you wanted to forgive and move forward. And then they're like, okay, I'll come back. And you thought it was a great turn of your fortune. You thought it was a great win. And so you went forward. Okay, let's do it. Let's heal this. Let's balance this out. Let me do the work I need to do inside and you do your work inside, blah, blah, blah. La-di-di, la-di-da. But then either this is you or someone else. This is definitely you. Having to make sense and having to make a logical assessment of things that you're seeing and observing. And then they stab you in the back. And that's the final sword. That's the final sword. The final one that now you have to take out sword by sword all over again. And you're like, okay, I'm really done. That's what I needed. I needed to be able to completely move on from this. No ifs, ands, or buts. No second, third, fourth chances. And you're moving towards your new beginning by the end. Actually, July with those eclipses is going to be your new beginning, Sagittarius. That's going to be your new beginning. New job, new town, new city, new romantic partner, new beginnings all around, whatever this has to do with. But I think it's a relationship. With these sword cards, it's something that's spoken, something that's, it's relationships, I feel like. But you have so many major arcana cards that this is a process that's happening to you that all you have to do is respond and not react. And that's what you're doing. You're using your Emperor, domineering, self-controlling energy. You're using your Queen of Swords, your logical, strategic energy. And so you're going to be you're a very strong and resilient sign. You're going to be able to overcome and still have like a good attitude and outlook for the future. So hang in there, Sagittarius. I hope it goes well for you. Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.